because where we're videoing, I couldn't grind over here. We have to grind over by a fan. So it's already ground. You have to grind 3 inches out because you have a 6-inch wide fiberglass band or whatever the layout. Yeah. So you have to grind 3 inches on either side. You want to talk in and get down to good. Get the shine off. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you want to have basically, like you said, 3 inches on this side of the connector band, and you want to just take this dark, it's a little shiny, it's smooth. You want to just knock that off. You don't want to take hardly any surface off, just enough to get it to look like it does here. And with this stuff, it's a little easier to see, but you'll notice that there's a difference in color and feel. But you don't want to. If you lay up on this, it's not brown, and it won't adhere here. So you're going to have a 6-inch strip here. So that's why you want to go out, and then there's going to be a 6-inch strip laying across the top, which is why you want to grind 3 inches on either side of the connector band. So we're going to lay it up right here. They sent filler strips with the connector bands, and that's to fill this in. You might have to put a knife or a scraper or something in to widen it a little bit. You don't want to use your hands because it will hurt you. And then just kind of once you get it in, this one just kind of sits. And then that's sitting mostly flat. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to just get it centered in here. If there's any small gaps in the side, that's not a huge issue. You don't want large gaps, but if it doesn't fit perfect, that's okay.
Are you guys hearing all this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any questions so far? I was going to mention too, getting these on. I know it's not real fun getting these on over the bike. You can do whatever you want to get them on, and then I don't know if you're going to tap it with a. With a block of wood or something, tap it over, but they are tight to get on. So, however you decide to get them on, whatever you do, that's fine. Just so you end up with it looking like this.
Yeah. Once you put the activator in the resin, you only have about 10 minutes before it's going to start setting up. So you want everything to be in kind of a close proximity. I only mixed a little bit for the one joint that we're doing, but it's going to maybe take a little bit of working to see how much exactly you're going to use on each joint, so you don't mix up too much and then waste it, or if you perhaps wouldn't put enough in the cup and then you wouldn't have enough. So I kind of just have enough for the one joint, but you can kind of see how much you guys will need. Light lines on here that you'll be able to see better in person, but it's got CC lines. If it's colder out, you're going to use a little bit more. If it's something like you're in the sun, you're going to want to use a little bit less, maybe 4 cc's, because the more activator you put in, the quicker it's going to set up. Also, you want to be careful if you put too much activator in, it'll start smoking and it could start on fire. So you really want to be careful putting activator in and definitely not put too much. But if you don't put enough in, it won't set up right either. So you want to find that nice spot for the temperature you're working in and the environment. We're working in a shop, so I'm going to put, maybe a little less than 10 in there just because it's a little cooler today. So I'm going to put about 9 or 8 cc's in my cup. But like I said, don't go off what I'm doing exactly. It just depends on how much resin you're setting up at the time.
You see that? You saw?
Just use some little stirrer, but you want to make sure that you stir it very well, because it will only activate, like half the cup if you don't. And then it can happen where some of the joint will be completely set up and hard, and some will be not set up at all because it didn't have the activator. So just make sure you get a good mix. All right, and then once I did that, like I said, the timer's technically going, so you don't want to activate it and then have a bunch of stuff to do. So you want to have everything ready. So I'm going to get I'm going to get ready with the shorter one that goes across the top
Excuse me, sorry.
of the split mold. So you want to cut a piece that's about 15, 16 inches because that's what the split mold is. All right. You want to, on the cardboard, you want to saturate a part that's bigger than your kits that you're doing, but not too much because you don't want to put it down dry because that'll mess it up too. So take your activated resin and lay it out on the cardboard. And then start with your big pieces first. It doesn't matter technically, but it's a lot easier with your bigger pieces on the bottom when you go to peel them up.
Yeah, your 6-inch wide one.
Yeah. So these are the kits you're going to have. There'll be 2 pieces of this 6-inch. So you don't want to put too much on. Just get a nice, you'll start to see through it. It'll get a little translucent. And this is going to be another thing you'll have to kind of work with just to make sure that, you don't, because like I said, you don't want to have them too wet. You don't want to have them too dry. Both of those have their, adverse effects. So,
but they're
kind of find your happy medium.
Better off a little bit too wet at first.
Yeah, I would go heavy at first, and then you can bring it back as you need. But you really just, some people will dump some on and then spread it out.
How many joints do you have? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in between the matting, so I put the 2 6-inch mattings, then there's a 4-inch piece of what we call bi-ply.
See, that's different?
It's a different material, it's a little shinier.
Yeah.
So once again, just kind of, okay, now we've got, that's 3 layers. And now the 4th one's going to be 4-inch matting. So same thing, just get a nice saturated there. Try and keep it, you don't want it dripping all over, wasting more resin, so keep it tight here. And then I got the last one.
So there's 5 layers total. And you guys got rolls, so you'll have to cut them to length.
Okay. And then once you've placed your last layer, you take a roller, and I like to kind of spin it around, make sure it's not getting caught because you want it to spin real well. So then you're going to just roll it out. You want to push all the air out. So just roll to one end. It doesn't matter. You can do it like this if you want, but you just want to flatten that out and get all the air bubbles out. All right, so now that's pretty much all you got to do there. You start peeling it up. Just be real careful. You'll be able to see your bottom layer. You'll leave a little bit on the cardboard, but that's why you want to make sure if that was dry, it wouldn't even hold up neatly like that. So now you have your one piece. Make sure you got the smaller end in the middle, or smaller end out, sorry. Then you just lay it here, centered on the strip, and then just roll it out. And you'll be able to see in the layers, you'll be able to see the air bubbles. So all this roller's doing is pushing the air out from inside the layers of the fiberglass.
Sorry about the lighting.
Did you say the side with the smaller fibers goes on the outside?
No, it goes down.
Yeah, smaller down. I don't think I was very clear.
Yeah, the wide goes out.
You want 6-inch out.
Yeah.
6 inches.
The narrow goes down.
Okay, so that's pretty much all you got to do for the long one, or the one across. And then we'll do the 2 for the sides. In between, you'll have to put a little more resin on your cardboard because it's going to dry out pretty much every time. Then you just start your next kit just like the other one. And this one, the bigger ones, kind of pour a little bit and then just spread that out is one way out. So it's just how you're comfortable. I didn't make enough resin. You don't want there to be any dry spots in between your layers because you'll end up, those won't set up right. There'll be a void in there, or a little air pocket. gets sticky. I triple up my gloves, and then every so often I'll lose a layer. Probably want to do something like that because having one layer of gloves, it might seep through it, or you end up with it all over your wrists or something. So I get 3 or 4 layers of nylon gloves on when I'm working with this.
Are you guys wearing any kind of ventilators or anything? Is there signals?
No, we don't.
They have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, respirator probably be the best, but I don't know what to
Yeah,
say about
we don't.
that. We got plenty of ventilation, so we don't worry about it. Okay, we have plenty of ventilation, so we don't worry about it. Otherwise, you wear a respirator then. Yeah.
All right.
Did you get that?
All right, so I got the first long piece. I'm going to go ahead and sometimes if you have 2 people working, you can have one person doing this part and one person doing the laying up, while have one person wetting it out while they're working, just to keep things moving. You can, it's not, we don't usually have just one guy doing it. All right. So these, they recommend you having the seam on the bottom. So you want to kind of center it up top, and then so tuck the one side under, and then you're rolling it flat. All you're doing is, like on the thing, you're rolling the bubbles out, you're making it flat. You want to go probably both directions just to make sure everything's good. So then my one underneath is good, so I'll bring the other one up. And then that's just your overlap there. And then just work it around. You'll kind of see it'll lay down, and with the roller you just push the air out. If you want me to do anything special, slow down, let me know.
You're doing good, man.
So yeah, it's pretty, once you see what you're doing, you kind of realize you're just getting it to lay flat. No air bubbles, no big lumps or anything. And then any of these little strands, you kind of want to knock those down, because if they're sticking up and they set up, then they're going to be like little needles all over the pipe. So you want to make sure it's kind of smooth too, because this stuff gets real sharp and it'll be like a real tiny needle.
Yeah, you'll love it by the time
Get your cardboard saturated every time. Get rid of the Still got, you'll notice if it starts getting gummy or jelly or something, you don't want to use that, because it means it's already starting to set up, and you got to pretty much start over, because you don't want to get halfway through rolling it and have it just solidify on you.
maybe say something about a container with a bunch left over in it, what you want to do. Oh, throw it outside, or
Yeah.
it can get so hot it'll catch fire.
Yeah, because if you have any left over at the end, or really any cup that you're done with that has not set up resin in it, you really want to put it outside, just for venting, and it heats up as it sets up, and it has the potential, like he said, to flame up or spark or something like that. So you really, any used cup, we kind of throw out outside, and then we'll throw it away once it's set up.
You get that?
Yeah, put the used cups outside, so
Yeah, just leave them out overnight until they set up completely, then you can throw them away.
there's a firebox over here. Firebox overnight. That's like
Really underestimate.
let that wait forever.
Yeah, they'll be okay. Everything's got to be wet.
If something happens where you get messed up or something and you only, say you only put 2 of these on and you didn't get a chance to put the 3rd one on, you would have, if this is already set up, you'd have to like grind, you know, just like right here where this layup is going to be, just like you'd be doing on a new piece. You want to just grind that shiny part off and get it down to like you'll see like the dusty part underneath, and then you can lay out right on that. But
So we would have to take everything off and just grind that one spot.
Yes, almost like welding, you know, where you have to grind back a little bit and start on top of it.
Now I have a question. We have a bunch of laterals that were very tight, so we weren't able to get the clamshell on that. Can we do it in 2 pieces?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, you just need to overlap, 4 inches?
Was it are they cutting the connector band in half or the?
Well, he said it's a lateral, it'd be too tight.
Oh,
Yeah.
just cut it in half and then.
Just make sure you overlap at least 3 inches.
Yeah, because actually, like on sizes above 8 inch, they recommend you do it in 2 halves anyways, and then you would just do like the first half and then do the second half with a inch or 2 of overlap on that joint. If that makes sense.
Does that answer your question?
So when you're done laying it out, kind of want to give it just a once over with the resin. Any part that's ground that didn't get any resin on it, you want to paint that, and this is a good chance to kind of knock down all them sharp strands that could come out. So if you just kind of brush it, give it a gentle brush, and you can smooth it out that way. But definitely you want to use the resin and cover any spot that got ground, and then any part that was ground and not covered by matting or anything, paint over that.
Just dressing it up a little bit, make it look a little nicer.